My name is Jenna Lombardozzi. I'm the accounting intern for Proven Men. Some things that I help out with is just financial information, maybe looking into creating cost of goods sold better accurately, depicting financial information, and then helping communicate that information and giving that to donors, and just seeing the impact of the ministry financially. My favorite part of working for Proven Men is probably a couple things. One, I love the ministry, the impact and the mission. I love the people that I work with, the environment, the work environment. And I think also the conference, just seeing firsthand the impact that this ministry has on people's lives, and just the weight that it carries, and just to see freedom kind of from those chains happen right in front of your eyes is a pretty powerful and impactful thing. It's also hearing other people get excited about it, or seeing the passion behind the people that work here. They're just not here doing a typical 9-to-5 job, but really fighting and doing things for the kingdom with such passion behind it, which is inspiring to me and gets me excited all over again and every day to know the ministry that I get to be a part of. So I found out about Proven Men my freshman year whenever I sat beside Nick's wife on the way to Rwanda for a long flight. She was telling me all about the ministry that he does. It just interested me first of all because it's something that I guess I never really heard of anybody fighting before. But also purity has always been, that type of topic has always been something I've been passionate about for a long time. And so it definitely intrigued me whenever she first started talking about it. And then my sophomore year, my RS, my resident shepherd, on my hall was leading a group for Proven Women, which I didn't even know was a thing at first because I had heard Brittany, Nick's wife, had told me about Proven Men, and I didn't know that there was a Proven Women's side, and how she was leading a study. And so that got me really excited, and I joined that, and that was life-changing for me. Had a really great experience, and absolutely loved the program, and going through it with a bunch of girls, and just seeing the freedom that brought, and the lives that changed again right before my eyes. And then this year I needed an internship because I was supposed to get one last summer, and ended up, God totally changed my plans. I ended up spending the summer abroad. And then without that, if I would have had an internship last summer, I probably wouldn't be looking for an internship this semester. But then looked online and sent in my resume, and Nick called me a couple days later. And that's how I ended up here. Super cool how God works. Because I wanted an internship and I wanted it with a nonprofit, which I thought would be hard to do in the Lynchburg area. But God totally took my degree accounting and my passion just for nonprofits, and especially purity and sexual integrity. So it's really cool to be able to combine both of those and do what I love. After working here at Proven Men, I think God has really shown me again, or showed me for the first time, I guess, how passionate I truly am about this ministry and about fighting for sexual integrity, fighting against porn addiction, against the correlation with human trafficking, all of that. Just as I've been in conversations with other people about what Proven Men does, and being a part of this ministry, and just getting to see again the passion that I feel for it, and just stirring my heart for this topic of purity. And then I think having those conversations even from a young age, and how that's something the church should be doing but maybe isn't always doing or hasn't done in the past. And now we're seeing all the examples of that with the different sex scandals coming out with people in the church. And I just think it's so important that more people are fighting for those conversations to be had, and to be had at younger ages, to be had through the church. And instead of what I feel the church has communicated a lot of, just the only message of sex is bad, don't have sex. I feel like that's the only message that has come out, where I feel like the Bible talks a lot more, so much more on purity, and how purity is not only actions, but it's a mindset, and what does that look like, and kind of the heart behind that, God's heart behind that, and that protection. Communicating that in a biblical sense, and not just kind of like a legalistic, and God's heart behind purity and how that protects us. And I think to make it a conversation that's had more, so it's not so taboo, and not so, even though sexual sin can come along with a lot of shame, I think it's important to continue to have those conversations in the church, so that when somebody is struggling, it doesn't stay in the dark for so long that when it finally comes out, it's so catastrophic that it's like, hey, I'm having a hard time, like, and the church comes along and steps into that with us, instead of just abandoning people and saying you're too far gone. And so I think it's a beautiful thing that Proven Men, what they do and how they step into it, and they don't just step into somebody's life and give them a study and help them out, but they go to the church and equip the church to have these conversations on a smaller scale, maybe in small groups, but then hopefully on a larger scale, and communicating that to the rest of the world, not just like, don't have sex, but like, this is why we believe purity matters, and we're gonna have conversations about it like from a young age, and it's okay to talk about it, and it's okay to struggle, and it's okay to have those desires, but in that right context. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to work for Proven Men, the way that the Lord has opened my eyes to my passions, and just for the experiences that I've had here, the opportunities of growth, and just the people I've gotten to meet along the way, the amazing conversations and memories that we've got to have.